Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 being made 10 years after Xenoverse 2 means many systems and the engine will be completely different, including the super attack system. And we actually have proof of some new super attacks that will be coming to Xenoverse 3, as well as the new skill attack system in the works. And it all comes back to Dragon Ball The Breakers. Okay, so many of you already know this, but Dragon Ball The Breakers by far is supposed to be the original idea for Xenoverse 3. One of the best examples for this is not only do we actually have hair physics in the game, but we do have Super Saiyan hairs that actually spike up and change depending on which form of Super Saiyan you're in. Please let me know in the comment section down below. I just want to talk about the super attacks right now because this game was the blueprint for Xenoverse 3. One of the other great examples is if you just compare Broly's model in Breakers to the one in Xenoverse 2, it's way too different. You don't need to make a change this significant for your spin-off game that makes way less money. So that's a really good example. I think another really cool thing to point out is obviously what Breaker's gacha system does kind of suck a lot. It's the gacha system that actually tells you how many attacks are in this game, because some of these attacks aren't even made into super attacks. Some of these are actually just skills. A good example is Ultra Instinct Goku's extremely iconic Silver Dragon Flash, or as this game calls it, Flash of Rage. The move where he powers up and he punches Jiren in the face after saying anyone who hurts my friends is going to pay. That's a skill. That's not a super attack, it's a skill. So basically translating this to Dragon Ball Sparking Zero terms, imagine if instead of having Explosive Wave, you did have an extra super attack just in that slot, and it was a melee charge super attack. Same thing with Dragon Fist, and the same thing with Kaioken Rush. Although in Kaioken's case it's weird, there are so many different versions of Kaioken, it appears as a skill and a super attack in this game. So again, Breakers is really flexing what characters can do, because I want to point out in Xenoverse 3, we might have more than just the 4 super attack slots. We might also have D-pad inputs, just like, again, Breakers has D-pad inputs, and just like our Sparking Zero also integrates D-pad inputs to giving characters even more super attacks than they have normally. There's a giant list of moves we can all just slap onto our characters here, and obviously we're going to have to wait until Xenoverse 3 actually comes out to see what we can end up slapping on our characters, but man, there are a whole sweeping ton of new animations in this game that are obviously meant for a new game. For now, though, I want to talk about the super attacks, because Dragon Ball The Breakers not only has a lot of super attacks from Xenoverse 2 that have been rebalanced so that way they can work better with Breaker style, but also it just has super attacks that are redone entirely to just be faster, more effective, different animations, even entirely new super attacks. One of the best examples we have of this is that we have Super Kamehameha, Regular Kamehameha, and God Kamehameha. Now, Xenoverse 2 doesn't have a God Kamehameha, and even though the animation looks very similar, the effects for the beam are way different, and the speed of the activation is way faster. It makes me wonder if this is how a potential Kamehameha for, again, God-class characters would have worked in Xenoverse 3. Another great example is that the moment you get to Super Saiyan Blue, we get ×10 Kaioken God Kamehameha, which has an entirely different animation from actually going Kaioken ×10 and using Super Kamehameha in Xenoverse 2. The pose is different, the charge-up animation is different, the stance when they're firing the beam is different, the way the colors change the whole world when you go Kaioken into the attack, the aura effects. By the way, Kaioken Blue doesn't look this good in Xenoverse 2. All of this is an insane example as to how Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 would have just been a way prettier looking Xenoverse 2 if it actually did release back in 2022. But that didn't happen. Thankfully, it's releasing much later, because that means the game gets to be even better than what we're seeing now. And I think we can all agree that we prefer that over the game just being kind of closer to Xenoverse 2 after spending so much time with it. Many attacks have actually just been rebalanced on where they're just better in general. If you even look at the way Full Power Energy Wave looks in this game, that projectile is mad quick. That does not, none of these projectiles move as quick as they do in Xenoverse. All of these have been rebalanced so that way they can actually hit enemies from much further away. And you could say it's an example of Breaker's gameplay having, bigger stages, but I think it's also a great indication that Xenoverse 3 was probably just going to have bigger stages, the same way how Xenoverse 2 has way bigger stages than Xenoverse 1. Again, just look at Archipelago, that wasn't in Xenoverse 1. That stage is absolutely colossal. One thing that is really cool that they actually do add more Kamehameha animations. Again, I want to remind you, regular Kamehameha looks like this, but they also have the one that Teen Gohan used against Perfect Cell to deflect his Kamehameha back, the motionless Kamehameha. And on top of that, they even have a redone version of Father-Son Kamehameha from Xenoverse 2 that is way quicker on activation, which I think is really cool, because again, the Xenoverse 2 one is so slow it's unusable, but in Breakers they knew obviously that, hey, we should make it faster. Now, it's weird that they knew to do this in Breakers, but not to go back to Xenoverse 2 and just fix Father-Son Kamehameha. I'm gonna get over it because Xenoverse 3 is coming out, so there's no reason to complain about Xenoverse 2 because we're getting the sequel game, but it's still really annoying that you could literally just go back, add this animation to Teen Gohan right now, and the character would actually be 60% better. You can actually see some of the more recent animations here, like Special Beam Cannon Beast, they do touch up some of the stuff slightly. For example, the impact frame before the beam fires is way cooler in this game than it is in Xenoverse 2. But for the most part, the animation and the effects, other than the impact frame, are the exact same. This is obviously because Special Beam Cannon Beast is way more recent. At this point, it was way too late to make the 2022 Xenoverse free, so they were like, we're not going to really redo this animation or change it up or make it any faster, because, you know, it's past the deadline. The actual Xenoverse free now, it's going to take way more effort than just this. If I recall, yeah, Vegeta does have Final Explosion in this game. It's obviously been rebalanced to be way faster, and even the explosion effect of Final Explosion and the end lag for it is such a unique animation. Look how good the animation is. You can tell that that was not meant for breakers, dude. That is too good of an animation. I think it's funny the only thing Vegeta gets in Super Saiyan Blue is just a Super Gallic Gun. Like, Goku gets a Kaioken Kamehameha times 10, which looks insanely gorgeous, and Vegeta gets redone Super Gallic Gun from Xenoverse 2. And if we, yeah, here we go. If we go over to Gogeta, we can actually see another example of redone super attacks. Look how good Spirit Blaster looks in this game, bro. That is way more movie accurate. That is nothing at all what it looks like in Xenoverse 2. That is beautiful in this game. Even Stardust Breaker, sorry, my bad, Soul Punisher. We're still calling it Soul Punisher right now. Even Stardust Breaker is way faster in this game, and the explosion is massive. And then they have the combined version of both attacks, where it's obviously God Punisher, where he does the Energy Blast Volley Barrage move into the God Punisher. I think this is such a funny animation, because this is also another one they can just port to Xenoverse 2. Unironically, this is better than the actual festival skill. It's faster than the festival skill version of the move. The festival version, like, don't get me wrong, I'm very, very grateful for the festival version of the skill, because if we don't have the festival version of, like, this Gogeta skill, it's literally just like this animation. It's just a bunch of random blue blasts and, like, that's it. But not only could they just add this to DBS Gogeta, because it's better, it's faster, they could also add this to custom characters. And you can't say, oh, well, they can't do that. Yes, they can. It's in this game. They literally can. Again, obviously, I can't get too mad because Xenoverse 3, this is where we'll eat. This is where we'll get all of these animations for ourselves. This is where we're going to get all the cool moves. Even Final Kamehameha, it's a sniper move in this game, dude. It looks absolutely insane. And by the way, look at that. The actual accurate colors for Final Kamehameha. Xenoverse 1 and Xenoverse 2 both use the weird headcanon idea that Final Kamehameha would be a yellow beam with blue effects. But then obviously the anime came out and was like, no, it's a blue beam with yellow effects. And then Xenoverse 2 was like, oh, well, I'm not going to change it. I don't care. So now we have the wrong color for Final Kamehameha and Xenoverse 2 to this day. But Dragon Ball the Breakers did actually, again, make a new animation for it and new effects for it just for this move. It's really, really cool. And it makes you wonder why they would do all of this for the spin-off game and not for the actual big console launch. Maybe it's because it was supposed to, again, be a promise to something far greater. Oh, this is where we also got our first ever leaks that we were going to get a Scythe in Xenoverse 2. Because Breakers beat even Xenoverse 2 to the punch. Because we saw that Rose Goku Black had a new move called Crimson Edge. And it'd be way too weird for one, them to drop Super Saiyan Rose in the wrong damn game. People have been asking for Super Saiyan Rose for years in Xenoverse 2. And they drop it in Breakers of all games. And on top of that, they give the Breakers players a damn Scythe before the Xenoverse 2 players get it. I do like how they did redo all the Black Kamehameha animations as well. Everything really was getting redone. Like, look at this. They did one for base Black Kamehameha and Super Black Kamehameha. Like, bro, in Xenoverse 2, we don't even have a base Black Kamehameha. Like, what? We only have Super Black. So it's really, really cool that they actually did all this. Like, look at these animations, man. He puts the Keyblades away so he can instead fire the Kamehameha. That's the way he actually did it in the anime too. It's so much attention to detail. It's so much cool extra features. And so much extra effort that a spin-off game actually deserves. That, again, for the millionth time, you know that this was meant for Xenoverse 3. Even the inclusion of really weird transformations like Super Saiyan Rose. And don't even get me started on Broly's forms, because Broly has a lot of forms to offer to the game. Not only did they add Super Saiyan for Broly as well, but just absolutely insane because, you know, yeah. They also added a full power Super Saiyan, which is just nuts. Is cool. We might have a slight tease of Legendary Super Saiyan in Xenoverse 3, but I'm not going to say that yet. I'm not going to say that because my biggest problem with the way Legendary Super Saiyan is done in this game is that even though, yes, it's obviously cool to see the green head Super Saiyan, is that it has the SSJ2 lightning effects for no reason, and the hair is very obviously just, we slightly altered Super Saiyan's hair to just be green. You can even see that here when he's not firing the beam. It's just, oh, Super Saiyan if it was like slightly greener. Compare that to like the look of like the Super Saiyan God hairstyle in this game, and Super Saiyan God, it looks like it actually had like I'm gonna be completely real. Super Saiyan God in this game has more effort than it does in Xenoverse 2. Like the red on the Super Saiyan God here is very like intentionally like scarlet, crimson. Like I just love it so much. And again, hair physics. Look at that. The little spike. I should probably put on a crazier hairstyle that can flex the physics more. But you know what I mean. It's actually really nice. You can see that for breakers, there are transformations that they definitely do try harder on when it comes to the effects. Like again, Super Saiyan pretty much looks the exact same way it does in Xenoverse 2 here, but just without the shading. But God looks entirely different than it does in Xenoverse 2 without its shading. And it's the reason why I don't bring up Legendary Super Saiyan in Xenoverse 3. Again, it is possible. They might just go all out, but I feel like if they do want to do a Broly Super Saiyan form in Xenoverse 3, they'll probably sell it as DLC, so that way they can make some extra money off of the Saiyan fan base. It is really interesting to wonder how skills will get replaced, because obviously we'll have reinforcement skills be an entirely different role in Xenoverse 3 most likely. They'll probably get replaced with some of these active D-pad skills where you just like, you know, can do a bunch of different things just by doing... That reminds me, key charge is going to finally be universal. They've already shown it in Xenoverse 2, they spoiled it. But in Xenoverse 2, they have a universal button for key charging. So there's no excuse to have it be back to being a super attack slot in Xenoverse 3. You have your universal key charge button now. You did it with the Ultra Instinct transformation. You can do it with every other character in Xenoverse 3. And honestly, I think this is going to be a great place to end the video. Again, breakers are so many other things that if you guys really want to, just let me know in the comment section down below that you could show off for things that were going to get added to Xenoverse 3 that were, again, just made into Dragon Ball the Breakers instead. But I do think that's a solid place to end the video, guys. Again, if you guys enjoyed the video, then obviously you can please leave a like in the video. Don't forget to subscribe, it greatly supports the channel. Leave a comment down below as to what you'd like to see next, everyone. I do love you all. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Take care and peace. Bye-bye, fellas.